Remember former Las Vegas Raiders head coach Antonio Pierce saying he's going to bring back the old Raider brand of football? Well, new head coach Pete Carroll is actually going to do it because he knows how. He brought that brand of football to the Seattle Seahawks back in 2013. I remember watching with envy as the Seahawks intimidated teams on the way to back-to-back Super Bowls, winning one. Running back Marshawn Lynch set the tempo on offense with a physical running game, often getting the defense fired up with his hard tackle-breaking runs. That's why I'm hoping the Raiders get Ashton Denty in the first round next week. Carroll has a violent, intimidating defense set up already, and if you're worried about the guys they lost in free agency, don't. It all starts up front, and the Raiders have the dogs up front already. It's just too bad they had so many injuries there. After racking up 8 sacks over the second half of last season, Malcolm Koonce didn't get to play it down last season because he tore an ACL right before the season opener. Having him on the other side of lead dog Max Crosby, who missed 5 games himself last year, will be good to see. Inside of both of them will be interior defensive lineman Christian Wilkins. He's one of the best in the league, but he wasn't able to play enough to help the Raiders in a big way last year. He missed a big chunk of the season with a Jones fracture in his foot. Wilkins was only able to play in 5 games last year. Interior defensive lineman Adam Butler is back to rush the passer too, and that makes 4 dogs after the quarterback on third down. Which one do you double? Oh, and on rundowns, Leki Fotu was in town to replace space-eating nose tackle John Jenkins. And of course, we'll get to see what 2023 first-round pick Tyree Wilson could do on the edge and interior. All this group has to do is stay healthy. If they can, they're going to be hard to deal with. Listen, I love linebacker Robert Spillane just like y'all do, but can we please act like the Raiders can't replace him? I love what he's all about, but he ain't Ray Lewis. He's not even an elite linebacker in today's game. He's a solid linebacker that definitely helped the Raiders get better on defense, but he's not irreplaceable. If he was, the Raiders would have never got him in the first place. The Pittsburgh Steelers made out okay without him. They were number 6 against the run last year. The funny thing is the Raiders got Landon Roberts, the guy who replaced him in Pittsburgh, to replace him here. He's a lot like Spillane in that he's known for his run defense more than anything. He's actually graded higher against the run and overall by Pro Football Focus for 2024. Neither are great in coverage, but Roberts has more speed to carry those vertical seam routes into cover 3. Roberts is also a much bigger hitter than Spillane, and head coach Pete Carroll's looking for that as he likes his teams to be among the most physical in the league. That's exactly why I love the hiring of Carroll. Physicality matters in the game of football, and it can make up for other things that you don't have. I love Trayvon Merrick too, but like Spillane, he took the money like he's supposed to. I ain't mad at him at all. But this is a funny one because many of the same people that said he was a bust not long ago are saying he's irreplaceable now. He did start to play up to his potential in 2024 under defensive coordinator Patrick Graham, who used him in every way there is a user safety. But he was replaced by a guy with a similar skill set in Jeremy Chinn. Only Merrick is a little bit better in coverage and Chinn is a little better against the run. Merrick had 10 pass breakups to 5 for Chinn and 2 interceptions to 1 for Chinn. He gave up a reception percentage of 71% to 81% for Chinn too. Chinn had 75 tackles in the run game to 54 for Merrick. He also had 7 tackles for loss to 5 for Merrick and 2 sacks to 1 for Merrick. His missed tackle percentage of 7.4% is lower than Merrick's at 8.5%. But the thing that makes Chinn a better fit with Carroll is he hits a lot harder than Merrick, and Merrick can hit. At 6'2", 220 pounds to 6'2", 202 pounds for Merrick, Chinn is built more for the Cam Chancellor role. The Raiders drafted linebacker Divine Diablo to be a coverage linebacker in the 2021 NFL Draft after he ran a 4.45 40 at his pro day. He never became that coverage linebacker though. He never did that well against the run either. He was a good blitzer though, as he used his speed to close quickly on opposing quarterbacks. The Atlanta Falcons must think they have a vastly superior defensive coaching staff because they gave him a bag and it couldn't be based on what he did in Las Vegas. The only thing I could say he really did consistently well when asked is blitz. He's been replaced by a guy that's even faster, running a 4.42 40. He's a much better pass rusher too. Like Diablo, 2019 first-round pick, Devin White hasn't shown much in the running game or in coverage. He's been an all-pro and pro bowler because he can rush the passer better than any off-the-ball linebacker. He has a 9-sack season to his name. He's a big hitter that creates turnovers too. GM John Spytek wants to see him play his natural position of will instead of the Mike he played for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Talent-wise, Nate the Natural Hobbs is the only one that really hurts. He was the best slot corner in the game when he first came into the league. Unfortunately, his rookie season was the only season he played in every single game. Since then, he's been hit with injury after injury, so you can't depend on him to be there. The Green Bay Packers, who gave him a bag, must think they have a vastly superior strength and conditioning staff to the Raiders. It's much colder in Green Bay than Las Vegas, but they think he's going to all of a sudden be healthy for him. More power to him. I'm glad Spytek didn't give him all that money because his health has failed him so far over his career. The Raiders were already prepared for life without Hobbs because they had to go without him when he was here. Fellow slot corner Darnay Holmes, the guy that replaced him when he was hurt last year, played at least as good as Hobbs when he was in there for him. He gave up a passer rating of 90.2 to 91.3 for Hobbs. Hobbs only played 48 more snaps and coverage in the slot than Holmes too. Holmes also handles his duties against the run well. The Raiders might be looking to do some more in the secondary. Rumor has it that they're in the Jalen Ramsey sweepstakes. He pretty much begged to be traded to Las Vegas when things weren't working out with the Jacksonville Jaguars, the team that drafted him. But unfortunately, they traded him to the Los Angeles Rams, who eventually traded him to the Miami Dolphins, and now the Dolphins are looking to trade him. Ramsey was made for Carroll's defense, so it would be something if the Raiders can get him. We'll see what happens there soon, but I actually like what the Raiders have on the outside at corner now. Jacorian Bennett was in the middle of a breakout season when he went out for the rest of the season with an injured shoulder. Eric Stokes fits the bill for what Carroll likes to do at corner too. At 6'1", 195 pounds, Stokes has 32 3/4 inch long vines for arms. He ran a 4.28 40 at his pro day too. The 2021 first round pick had a great rookie year, then struggled with injuries the next 2 years. He stayed healthy last year playing in all 17 games, so that's a good sign. Ramsey or not, the Raiders will be good at corner. Oh, did you really think I wasn't going to say anything about safety Isaiah Palomao? He's going to make a great tandem with Chin, just like he did with Merrick. Palomao enabled Merrick to do all the different things he did because he's versatile too. He can line up in the box and cover tight ends when Chin is back deep. He has plenty of range to play back deep when Chin is in the box. You can trust him to do whatever Chin isn't doing. You know what makes him a great tandem with Chin the most, right? He's a big hitter too. This is going to be like the good old days with receivers laid out in the Raiders secondary. And with the rest of the guys doing what they do, you can see Carroll's bringing that formula from Seattle, which is the old Raider formula. Thank you for watching. See you next time.